Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. Hey, how goes it? It's Wednesday. That means we're going to manifest more good stuff. On Wednesdays, we manifest more good stuff because we have to. Because we can't stop, won't stop, because what else are we doing here on earth together? Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? So today we're going to manifest more aspiration. So this is like a really interesting word to me because we don't always use aspiration. We use inspiration like a lot more. Like we want to be inspired. We want to, get that inspired idea. We want to be inspiring. But so aspiration, aspiration is definitely an interesting word to me. It goes back. This word goes back to me when I was a teenager, and my mom I'd already known about him, but my mom has her spiritual teacher, guru, Prem Rawat Maharaji, and he offered and still offers a type of meditation called knowledge. And people who were interested in receiving the techniques of knowledge from Prem Rawat were called aspirants. So that's the original and pretty much only time I really used the word in a form, aspirant, like when you are thirsty, when you are wanting this peace within. So the aspirants were the students or the ones aspiring to attain, that contentment, that peace, that love, that enlightenment. So anyways, it's a fun, I guess, not fun. I call everything fun, whether it's fun or not. I need to aspire to expand my vocabulary. So I was looking up aspire, like just in the dictionary, and it says to have a great ambition or ultimate goal, desire strongly, to strive toward an end or condition, to rise high, move upwards. That's aspire. Let me see if it's any different for aspiration. So that's what we're manifesting more of today. Manifest more aspiration. It just says expulsion of breath in speech, the pronunciation of a consonant with an aspirate. Aspiration definition, a strong desire to achieve something high or great, usually plural. All right, so anyways, that's the word. That's the word today. So I'm excited to have actually found 3 oracle cards. Like I thought maybe we were just going to have one today. The oracle deck that has inspired our Wednesday manifestations is Enchanted Blossoms by Carla Morrow. So I actually thought maybe this beautiful dragon butterfly, it's a large orange sulfur butterfly dragon, and it's on these tiny little beautiful flowers called mountain pink. So I thought this card might be the only card that we're going to talk about today and look towards. Well, I went through pretty much all of my decks that I thought might have something, and I found 2 more. So we have 3 cards, which is kind of cool to me because when we did our Herb of the Week on Monday, Dill, I have 3 cards for that. So 3, I love that number. So we have 3 cards. The second one is from the Wisdom Keepers. The Wisdom Keepers by Rosie R. Let me see, it's in cursive. Rosie Arson, or let me see. Let me look. Rosie Aronson. Close enough. And then the third one is from Diana Cooper. It's a unicorn card. So we have a dragon butterfly. And then on the aspiration card from the Wisdom Keeper, he looks like a guru. He looks like an Indian man who probably has a following. And then on the third card, we have a dragon with an eagle soaring high above. That says, you are unlimited. So aim for the stars. And that's kind of interesting because that's a reoccurring theme for me, like in some of my email messages this morning. It's funny how things line up and start to connect the dots. But, you know, my email from Daniel Scranton, who channels the Arcturians, it was talking about your subconscious beliefs that, you know, you're not even aware of, that maybe hold you back. That definitely hold you back. So, you know, what are the things in our life that are holding us back from even aspiring to be or do or have something better? And his email was saying, like, we have these subconscious beliefs that we are eventually going to be abandoned. And they're actually probably from past lives, more so than even this life. But it limits us. And so we need to aspire to transcend these subconscious belief systems and understand that, one, we can never be alone because we have our spirit guides. And two, even if we were, quote, alone, we have our spirit guides and we have our ability to manifest and create our reality. So I think as I'm going into this podcast today, my personal aspiration is to use my ability to create and create a better life for myself, to manifest a reality that fully supports me, or that I allow myself to feel fully supported in. I mean, does reality really actually support you, or is it just your belief that it does? You know, whatever. I would like to feel like I am fully supported and enjoy my life so much. And I already do. But, you know, this week, you know, coming to hopefully the end of this journey with my soon-to-be ex-husband, coming to the closing of the divorce, money has definitely come up on an issue. The fact that, like, I really might not be able to stay in this house has become an issue. And then, of course, that has sprung forth the fact that I do not currently financially support myself. So I would love to create a reality where I support myself, right? The work that I do actually supports the life that I want to live. And I don't really need a glamorous life, y'all. I probably just need car insurance, right? Like, there's just a few things that it's like, dang, like, I mean, I'm blessed to say that for the last 13 years, I haven't had to, like, deal with any bills or financial responsibilities, because he took care of all of that. However, it really is not serving me now, you know, because I'm out of practice with knowing what to do. And yeah, like, I gave up a lot of my power, my financial power, to stay home and raise the children. And now it's my responsibility to remember that I can create a reality that I can support myself in. So anyways, may the angels be with me. May the angels be with me, and may I never lose sight of my ability to aspire for something more. You know, like, it's okay to accept where things are at, but you don't have to just take it as your fate, you know, that you'll never have anything. So anyways, we've got these 3 cards. I'm looking forward to them inspiring me with aspiration, with these messages of aspiration, to getting the energy flowing a little bit. It's been an off week, and I hate to keep saying that, but it is true. You know, it's like we're doing dill as our herb of the week, and it's trying to get us to have more enthusiasm, right? It wants to help us sweep away darkness and depression. So it is a good herb, and it is a good week to be like, hey, let's not just pretend like we're happy and everything's perfect. Like, if there's actually darkness and depression and negativities that are there, let's actually do the work to sweep them away. Let's actually do the work. So Dill keeps on having us do that. Dill wants us to open ourselves to new thoughts and new ideas, because it's like maybe there's something that we haven't thought of yet that could really help us, or we would really enjoy. Dill wants us to communicate carefully and truthfully. So yeah, this is definitely like a logical herb, a mental herb, an air herb, you know, kind of like when I'm looking at the dill cards, I see the bird flying in the jungle. And it's like, yeah, freedom, rapid development, freedom, clearing the space, clearing the air, clearing obstacles, not letting anything tie you down. And yeah, that's where I'm at in my life. I'm trying to get out from under, the foot and not be resentful when it feels like I'm being thrown out, right? Or abandoned or lied to, because that's just the way it rolls. That's just the way it goes. So Dill also wants us to focus on free thinking. You have the freedom to think your own thoughts, even if you're in a world of shit. You have the freedom to think thoughts that feel good to you. You are sovereign, you are free, and you can create your reality. You can focus on positive thoughts even if someone tells you you're not allowed, right? You can be in a prison, even if it's just a metaphorical prison, and you can still have the mind of a free woman. So anyways, Dill also wants us to move forward in our lives with peace and balance. Peace and balance. So that was a great start to this week, and I just think it's perfect that we are manifesting more aspiration. All right, so let's get into these cards. I'm going to aspire to be a little more lively, a little more positive. Hey, you are where you are. Okay, so Aspiration in the Enchanted Blossoms Oracle deck by Carla Morrow. This is the Dragon Butterfly, the large orange sulfur, and it's on a mountain pink. So let's talk about the flower first. Mountain pink, also known as quinine weed, is a group of wildflowers that grows like a small bush. It covers the plains, mostly in Texas and parts of Oklahoma, where they spring up in clusters to dot the wild countryside with bright pink, star-shaped flowers from spring to early fall. Wow, good run, y'all. Good run. During the settlement of the West, it was thought they could bring down fevers, but they are now known to be lethal to grazing animals. Whoops. While considered a weed, mountain pink often adorns rock gardens and xeriscapes in the southern states of the U.S. They prefer a rocky soil and will often spring up in the cracks of boulders, aspiring to bring beauty to dry, desolate areas. All right, so they spring up in like cliffs. Cracks of boulders, yeah. Where areas are dry and rocky, aspiring to bring beauty to dry, desolate areas. So yeah, great message already. if we need some more beauty in our life, hey, let us aspire to do so. All right, so here we go. Ready? Inner reflection and go. Look deep within yourself and think about who you want to be in your life. So look deep and think about who you want to be in your life. Aspiration is less about what you want to do than what you want for the self. Let me read that again. Aspiration is less about what you want to do than what you want for the self. And that's like a capital S, self. Attach yourself to bigger dreams. Attach yourself to bigger dreams and a personality that is more than who you are currently. Oh my gosh, I'm slouching and in my old lady pajamas, talking with my eyes closed. Like, I feel totally called out right now. There is so much more to you and your life than people see. Choose to know it and to show it. This card is prompting you to go after the aspirations you hold in your heart. What aspirations do you hold in your heart? I mean, who is it that you want to become? Who is it? So it's saying do it. Do it. Go after the aspirations. Book those gigs or take those classes. You know who you want to become. So determine the traits you need to embody to become that person. The universe supports and nurtures those who work toward the goals they seek. Feel confident in who you are now and who you are becoming. Woo! I love it. So the question for journaling, if you're like, what? is what do I aspire to be and why? So what do you aspire to be? What do you who? Not what. Who do you aspire to be? What type of person do you see yourself becoming? Ooh, what type of person do you see yourself becoming? Why do you aspire to become that? This card clearly says you know who you want to become. You know who you want to become. All right, so all you have to do is determine the traits you need to embody to become that person. Think about who you want to become and then be it. Embody those traits. Take steps today to become the person that you are becoming. You are becoming more of who you are. And feel supported and nurtured from and with and by the universe. Okay, so you can be supported by the universe as you declare to yourself, who do I aspire to be? Right? Declare it, say it, think it, focus on it, and the universe will help you. And you will help yourself too by being determined to become that person. So this isn't a moment to knock yourself down or feel bad who you currently are. You need to feel confident. You need to feel confident in who you are now. You've come a long way. If you've been hanging out with me, I can guarantee you have come a long way. Even if you've just been hanging out with me for a week, you've come a long way. You've come a long way since yesterday. Admit it. I have. So feel confident in who you are now and who you are becoming. I mean, you don't have to jump to your future self like that. That's not the point. The point is for you to enjoy the process of becoming. That's being an aspirant. That's aspiring to be more. That's aspiring to connect more, having more aspiration in your life to become the person that you truly are meant to be. And that's like probably like a process that's never ending, you know what I mean? Because like your soul is always aspiring to become more and more of its God self, you know? So yeah, feel confident in who you are now and who you are becoming. All right. That felt good. That felt good, y'all. Didn't it? I like giving myself permission to be confident who I am now, but also, yeah, it's like get excited, get a little bit of enthusiasm of who you are becoming. Yeah, you're growing up in a beautiful way. Get excited about it. Get excited about it. All right, so next card. Number 54, 5-4. That's fun for me. That's my birthday, May 4th. So I love the number 54. It's also my height. So let me take a look at this guy. Now, these characters in this deck are really intricate. There's a lot of designs in their skin, like the way she drew the pictures. There's there's some type of animal on his chin. I'm not sure what that is. There's swirls. There's kind of like arrow triangles. There's spirals. There's a lotus. There is doves all over his shirt. On his third eye, there is a cobra. Yeah, lots of cobra energy up there. And the Om sign is ever so delicately inscribed in his cheekbones. So these cards are, can I just say fucking amazing? Like unbelievable. If you ever even just do, I think on my YouTube channel, I did a walkthrough or, you know, a flip through so you could look at the cards. I do videos like that on my YouTube channel. Just look up my name. You'll find me. Sadie Marie Cherico. And they're all incredible. I think there's like 64 faces, and they're all different. And it's like, dang, this woman was greatly inspired, but she must have had some type of aspiration to go with this. So it's funny, like I'm really stuck on the word inspire and aspire, and like maybe like part of me like wants to figure out how they're connected, how they're different, how they work together. So I'm curious to see what number 54 aspiration does. This is kind of long. Let me tell you about this book. So each of these faces of awakening in this deck has a story. They have its wisdom story that they share. And then it brings it to you. It has a gift for you. And then it ends with questions for contemplation. So just like our mountain pink, large orange sulfur dragon butterfly gave us a question for contemplation, who do I aspire to be and why? So you can write that down if you want to do some journaling. Who do I aspire to be? Why? And then there are going to be like 6 or 7, I think 7 at least, maybe more, questions for contemplation. And that's what I love about this book. Because like even if you don't journal, you can think, right? You have the freedom to have free thinking and to question yourself and to think about things that you wouldn't normally in your daily routine. So I love this deck. I went through most of these cards in previous live stream broadcasts, and it's an amazing deck. It really, really is. So get comfortable. I'm drinking some dandelion root tea today because I really wish it was coffee. But you guys, I broke up with coffee, and even though I have days where I think I want it, I feel like my body does a lot better without it. Like, honestly, all this stress in my life, I'm sweaty enough. I don't need coffee just freaking revving me up to the point where like my body's just overly stimulated. So anyways, it's good. It's good. All right, so there is also a quote at the top. Okay, it says, greed is an energy that will compromise its own integrity in a flash to get what it wants, and this is its downfall. Okay, so the gift that this wisdom keeper, I'm going to call it a wisdom keeper. Yeah, it is a wisdom keeper. The gift that this wisdom keeper is going to give us is aspiration. Now, the shadow side that it's going to talk about is greed. And the siddhi is ascension, whatever a siddhi is. Hold on. A siddhi, let's see here. When we have entered a pure state of expansion and have completely surrendered our sense of separateness into the whole, we have entered the realm of the siddhi. Okay, great. Okay, so as we look at this dude, we're going to hear his story, and I'm going to read it to you from his perspective. And if you're new to the podcast, then you can see a picture of this wisdom keeper's face on my Instagram at Herb Oracle. If I remember, I also posted on the Herb Oracle Facebook page for no one to look at. Okay, I grew up, is what he says. I grew up in the ashram of a charismatic guru. Following in the footsteps of my materially unambitious parents, I became a devotee. At a young age, I was adept at meditation and prayer and knew the sweet scent of peace. Our guru preached generosity and rejected all possessions. He was known for performing miracles and for his great humility. Once I got lost in the ashram and accidentally passed by one of his private chambers. The door was ajar, so I could peek in. I was shocked to see mountains of material riches and pictures of him socializing with some of the wealthiest, most corrupt people in the world. Before anyone saw me, I ran straight to my parents to tell them what I saw. They didn't believe me. Even if it were true, they were sure he had a holy reason. For the next few years, my parents continued to offer their salaries and material goods to the ashram, and he continued to receive their gifts with his hidden greed. Finally, I dared to confront him. He accused me of lying and sinning. My parents were too scared and confused to stand by my side. So I ran away from the ashram and everything that guru represented. All I wanted was self-realization. I rejected all material goods and lived a completely ascetic life. For years, I lived under a tree, then wandered for long periods in total silence. People began to see me as a saint. Though I resisted the projections for as long as I could, my yearning to serve grew too big to ignore. I began to teach about love, forgiveness, service, charity, contentment, inner peace, devotion, and respect for all peoples, no matter their caste or religion. I advised my followers to leave ordinary family lives and not to give their resources to me. But then there was a devastating earthquake in our country. Thousands were left homeless. I realized that with one request, I could raise enough money to save all of those people. In that moment, I understood how profoundly my fear of greed had diminished my capacity to serve. To heal the wounds of my past, I had to learn to trust myself and to understand at the deepest level that my hands were nothing but the hands of the world. Now I have a foundation where resources are constantly gathered and redistributed. Food, money, and love flow freely through my life, home, and community. I hold on to very little, but I no longer need to push anything away. Okay, so my gift to you. I bring the gift of aspiration. Look long and hard at the ways you're still driven by fear, competition, and the desire to serve yourself. I come when it is time to start thinking about how to serve others and how to join forces in order to create a healthier, more sustainable world. Call out your inner Robin Hood. Start giving back. Think holistically. Find creative ways to more justly redistribute the resources on our planet. If you don't have money, donate time, energy, wisdom, and love. Remember, if you've been holding on to what you've got, this is a good time to let it go. If you've been resisting others' generosity, it's a good time to receive. Keep it flowing, and all will thrive. Whoa. See what I mean? See what I mean, man? Wow. Oh my God. So anyways, what an incredible story. What an incredible story. I'm so glad I can't remember jack shit because like, even though I've read that before, I couldn't remember what his story was. So it was like hearing it for the first time. But then I was like remembering it as I was reading it, but it still hit me in such a new, good way again. It's like, yeah, it's like this balance, right? This balance. It's like you don't want to be greedy, yet you don't want to also not even allow anything in. Like that's just as ridiculous. It's just as ridiculous to never accept any gifts than to want it all for yourself. You know what I mean? So it's like this beautiful balance of ebb and flow, of flowing and thriving and giving and receiving and taking care of each other. So what a beautiful story. I hope that you received many gifts from hearing it. Call on your inner Robin Hood. Think holistically. Help to find creative ways to redistribute resources, right? Like, there's really no need for anyone to suffer in ways Like, hey, if it's self imposed suffering, that's one thing. But it's like, seriously, why should anyone suffer these basic things like clean water, food, clothing, shelter? Are you kidding me? Like, we live in an abundant world, and if there are human beings suffering on this planet, it is because there are other human beings that are encouraging and allowing that suffering. We have so many resources. No one should go hungry. No one should live on the streets. It's just ridiculous. It really is. So yeah, this is definitely a call to do some more help. Do something more to help. And of course, keep yourself in check too. Like, where are you adding to that imbalance? Are you hoarding? Are you holding back? Are you rejecting? Check yourself, and then check yourself as how you are in the world. So here's the questions for contemplation. I'll read them, and you can decide which ones you want to think about or journal about, or hey, do nothing about if you want, but they're good, okay? So the first one is, where is your life flowing? Where are you holding back? It's a two-part question. Where is your life flowing? Where is your life flowing? Think about that. And think about, where are you holding back? Ooh, where are you holding back? And like, what a great question. Like, if you listen to the Tarot Tuesday Tarot yesterday, that social media spread totally called me out on so much of my own shit. As the tarot spreads usually do. And I am so thankful. Oh my gosh, I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful to know where my energy is at. It says, where is your life flowing? But you could also say, where is your energy flowing? Where are you holding back? Where is your energy being pinched off? Where are you holding back your energy? Here's the second question. Is your integrity being compromised by your ambition? So we're manifesting more aspiration today. And if aspiration, it gets imbalanced, to the degree that you have so much of it that now you're being maybe consumed by greed, and you have really tapped into the realm of ego. This is a good question to just check yourself and make sure. Is your integrity being compromised by your ambition? So you're ambitious, you want to be a successful, wealthy human, and maybe you're doing a few things that compromises your integrity, right? So that's really not the way to go about it. So just a good question for contemplation. Here's another. Has the desire to own and accumulate taken over your life? Has the desire to own and accumulate taken over your life? For me, maybe just with oracle cards. No. No, there's something that happens when people get so greedy, and then they are then consumed by consumerism. They have become that which is being consumed, and they don't realize it because they think they are the consumer, but actually part of their energy and essence and freedom and integrity is being consumed by consumerism itself. So just a question for contemplation. Has the desire to own and accumulate taken over your life? Is that like all you do now is shop? It's a good question. All right, here's another one. Have you given up on your ambitions out of disillusionment? I'll read that again. Have you given up on your ambitions out of disillusionment? So if you feel like, oh yeah, well, when I was young, I really wanted to do this or that, or, like you're like well aware that like your ambitions have deserted your ass, right? Um, so it's like you want to find out, well, what is the disillusionment that has done that, right? That has put me in that place of giving up on my own ambitions. Oh. So anyways, aspiration is what we are manifesting more of today. Here's another question for contemplation with the Wisdom Keeper aspiration. Is your rejection of materialism preventing you from receiving? Okay, so this imbalance can go both ways. It's like, yeah, like you can get so greedy that's like your personality now, consumer personality. But also if like you could get like so minimalistic. You can get so like I don't want anything from this world, that like that you just can't even hardly receive anything now. You can't even receive a compliment, a hug, any type of help. So is your rejection of materialism preventing you from receiving? I mean, people get so extreme that like somebody wants to give them a gift and they say, oh no, I can't accept that. And then you know what? They look like an asshole and they make that other person feel like shit. And that person, even though they think they're being like righteous and justified by not accepting gifts because they want to reject materialism, they're really like doing themselves and that other person and society a disservice. So, and I'm just saying like a gift of like, here, I made you a muffin, you know, or like, hey, I made this beautiful piece of art for you. Like, it's interesting because I know somebody like that who literally makes people feel bad because she has rejected materialism in the name of spirituality, okay? But like she comes off like a total a-hole. Just saying. All right, so then the next question is if that question of contemplation is like, oh, I need to receive more. And think about this. What if you can't even receive a compliment? Or like you don't think you're worthy of someone doing something nice for you? Then you do have an imbalance in that area. And the next question for contemplation will help you. It's how can you open up more to receiving? How can you open up more to receiving? Because it's like you need to stay open, not just to receiving gifts, but energetic gifts like compliments and loves and affections. And once you're open in that regard, you can be more open to ideas and free thinking and creative thoughts. Like open is good. Open is good. And ask yourself, how can you open up to more receiving? Open up more to receiving. All right, last one, but it's like a 3-part question. It's a 2-part question and then a suggestion. Okay, but this is the last one from Aspiration. And then we'll do our affirmations from Dill. And then we'll finish up today with the freaking unicorn. Yay! All right, so here's the last one. Take stock of what you have. I guess we're talking about stuff. Where is there an excess? So take stock of what you have. Where is there an excess? Find 3 things that you can give away or redistribute today. So yeah, I mean, it is good to be detached from materialistic things, right? So take stock of what you have. Where is there an excess? Do you have belongings, too many clothes? Do you have a lot of money? Maybe you can donate. Maybe you can help a specific family out. What can you do today to redistribute some of the things that you have an excess of? You have a garden, maybe you have literally tomatoes on the plant that are gonna just go rotten on the plant. right? You have more than you need, Mother Chucker, okay? Don't just let your food rot in your garden. There are food banks. There are hungry families. My neighbor right across the street from me each year puts out a box on her porch with a free sign. And it's usually zucchinis and yellow squash. But yeah, it just doesn't feel good to let things go to waste. So yeah, take stock of what you have. Where is there an excess? Find 3 things that you can give away or redistribute today. Just an idea. All right, let's do these affirmations already. This affirmation minute is brought to you by the herb of the week, dill. Woo! And I dedicate these all to you. Thank you so much for your support. Let us get it rolling. I feel enthusiasm for life. I sweep away all darkness and depression. I open myself to new thoughts and ideas. I communicate carefully and truthfully. I focus on free thinking. I am moving forward in my life with inner peace and balance. Big, big breath. Let it go, let it go, let it go, because I feel enthusiasm for life. I sweep away all darkness and depression. I open myself to new thoughts and new ideas. I communicate carefully and truthfully. I focus on free thinking. And I am moving forward in my life with inner peace and balance. And with these words said, so it is. All right. So are you feeling some aspiration? Are you ready to manifest more aspiration? So next we're going to talk about how the unicorns support my aspirations. You are unlimited, so aim for the stars. I think that's the big thing, that I really heard today is, have you stopped manifesting more aspiration? Like, have you literally pinched yourself off from aspiring to be, do, or have more in your life? Thinking that we are limited, thinking that we can't, thinking that we won't or don't or shouldn't. It's like we just constantly hold ourselves back from even wanting anything better or more, or being more. Like we just think, well, this is just the piece of shit that I am, So it's like you have to stop that. You have to stop that. Because that is not your nature. That is not your true nature. That's not even how the universe works. The universe is always expanding and getting better and is unlimited. So we need to realize that we are unlimited beings and we can manifest whatever it is that we desire. So give yourself permission to manifest more aspiration in your life. Give yourself permission to follow the flow of energy of who you are becoming, and then allow yourself to be guided as an aspirant to manifesting more aspiration, and then really seeing the results too and enjoying the process. So the last card we have is a unicorn card. There's beautiful little flowers in this field. There's a lake. There's a castle. There is a starlit sky. So I don't know if this is like early morning, I would say. There's an eagle soaring. Oh my gosh. A lot of misty energy in the air with these beams of energy shining down. The unicorn is just glowing and energetic. And what an amazing message for aspiration. This is number 1. This is the first card in the deck. You are unlimited. So aim for the stars. Quit holding yourself back. Aim for the stars. So, I mean, if you aim for the stars and you only get to the moon, well, good job. Good job. So, Diana Cooper says, unicorns help you. Unicorns help you to aspire to great spiritual heights. So raise your visions and know that your potential is limitless, for they are supporting your dreams. Excuse me. Yeah, I literally had to break there because I was choking on my disbelief of unicorns. Oh, I'm so sassy today. So I love unicorns. I believe they do exist like everything else exists, just not in this realm. I don't think while we are in 3D or 4D we'll ever see a unicorn, but energetically in the higher dimensions, of course, unicorns must exist, right? So you can call on them. Unicorns help you to aspire to great spiritual heights. So a lot of the topics that we talked about with our second card, with the guru, was materialistic. It was goods, it was consumerism, it was, basically acquiring stuff. But the unicorns are saying, hey, spiritual aspirations, okay, spiritual heights. Get greedy about that, get thirsty for that knowledge within. So raise your visions. Raise your own personal vision for yourself. Raise the bar. People do this all the time in their physical activity, their workouts, right? They're like a fitness fanatic. They raise the bar for their body. Let us raise the bar for our spiritual journey. Let's raise that. Let's go higher in that. Let's go deeper in that. Let us want that to be what we manifest more of. Aspire to meditate more. Have the aspiration to stay on the lighted golden path, right? Be an aspirant to that peace within. Manifest more aspiration to connect with God's source, creation, spark, all that is. So raise your visions and know that your potential is limitless, for they are supporting your dreams. So you are a limitless being. You can raise the bar however high you want, and whatever it is that you want, you can and will be supported if you are open enough to receive it. So you dream it, you think it, you ask for it, it's given to you. But are you letting it in or not? And that is the one thing that second card really talked about a lot. Don't pinch yourself off from your aspirations and becoming who you are truly becoming, for any reason. It's like, you're like, why isn't this coming to me? Well, because you're not letting it in. So that is food for thought. Little good thing to think about. And just like that first card that we had with the large orange sulfur dragon butterfly on the mountain pink, the first step really is, who do I aspire to be? And why? Because once you ask yourself why, you can check yourself and make sure it's not out of greed or ego. Like, why do you aspire to be the person that you wish to be? So you want to be on a spiritual journey. Why? To make yourself look better than everybody else? Probably the wrong reason. Oh, you want to be on a spiritual journey? Why? To attain expanded awareness and connect with God. Ding, 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 ding. Good job. Now your aspirations are in alignment with your higher self. Yes, and that is the perfect way to end. having our aspirations align with our higher self. And that will keep us on the true path of who we are becoming, who we are destined to become, who we are creating ourselves to be, that which is in alignment with the higher me, right? So that's one beautiful, good, effective, and completely accurate way to keep yourself in check and balance, that you are manifesting for the right reasons. So today we are manifesting more aspiration, being who we want to be, being that type of energy that, you know, we really do enjoy and we're proud of, and that leads us on the path that eventually, if you're on the right path, will lead to the path of service. I mean, aspirations might start out with your dreams and your goals and what do you want to acquire and who do you want to be and what image and how do you want to feel. But eventually, once you get all of that stuff, you get all your ducks in a row, you pull yourself together, you become the person that you want to be. Once you are there, the aspiration does not stop. Then the next level is you aspiring to help others, to being in service to humanity. And then really, I think even after that, there's another level, right? But yeah, let us just get to service to others first. But yeah, manifest more aspiration, knowing that we have every right, and we just should always feel confident of who we are and who we are becoming. And we have every right to manifest whatever it is that we want. We are limitless. We are limitless. We are unlimited. We are unlimited. And we are fully fucking capable of manifesting the reality of our dreams. On that note, so much love to you. Come back tomorrow. We're going to hang out with some trees.